rushes and a lot of the things that he did last year.
2nd and 5. Portis able to stay on his feet and turn nothing into a little bit of something, as Wynn is again in on the tackle, and Clinton will set up a 3rd down and 1 as we tick down to 12 minutes remaining in regulation in a game in which the Giants were dominant in the first half but bogged down on 3 drives, settled for field goals. It was 16-0, and Washington got back in it with a last-minute score. It's been a scoreless second half. 3rd and 1. Washington comes up in a tight formation with only Moss split to the left.
Jason Campbell's changing the play here. He sees them all packed in there.
And he's going to give it to Portis, and they're going to get the 1st down as he lined up alongside Mike Sellers, the fullback. And that'll move the chains. The ball is out to the 23-yard line. By the 27th birthday, there are the numbers that some of the big men have put up through the years. Emmett, who's the all-time leading rusher anyway, is the leader right there. Portis would be 5th on that all-time list. His 27th birthday was 3 days ago. From the 22-yard line. Rolling. And then throwing to the sideline, and incomplete, intended for Antoine Randall in front of the Washington bench. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I think that's what Jim Zorn was trying to do, is get some running game going and making the Giants play run defense and then give them play action or bootleg and get Jason Campbell out. But I don't feel Jason Campbell has gotten into any rhythm. I mean, not only in this game, but we saw him twice in the preseason, and I know those things are hard to tell, but he just doesn't have this offense down yet.
5 of 11 for 40 yards. 2nd and 10, and a whistle here. And that's another full start.
Offense, number 82. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
2nd false start charge to Randall tonight. When you look at, well, there's Zorn showing his exasperation.
Well, I would too. I mean, I don't mean to jump in here, but I mean, you know, a wide receiver should never be offside. I mean, you know, they could look in at the ball. They don't have to be first off. They don't have a big nose tackle over them that's going to pop them. There is no excuse for a wide receiver to be moving and jumping.
Twice.
And he's lined up way out here. All he has to do is look in. If he can't hear or doesn't remember the count, just look in at the snap.
2nd and 15. Screen. And it's deflected and incomplete. It's too high. Intended for Betts, and Campbell now 5 out of 12. The thing about Campbell, too, we haven't pointed out tonight, he is coming off, as you see a little skirmish here. It's the NFC East. What else is new? Campbell coming off, as you look again here. There's Pierce, and it would figure Antonio, an ex-Redskin, would get into it. With Pete Kendall, an ex-Jet.
Ooh, that's dangerous when you lose your hat. As long as you got your hat on, they can punch in the face, you don't get anything. Now when the hat's off, now you have a face that is punchable. I'm surprised there's not a penalty on that.
Ooh.
They were grabbing face masks and punching.
And then he headbutts him with his helmet.
Right, and they just let it go. They don't care.
3rd and 15. And that's caught by Randall, but he put him in trouble to begin with and can't extricate them, as you can only get it up to the 26-yard line, and that'll force another Brooks punt.
You know, that last situation is one of those, Al, that there was no penalties called, but there will be fines for. You watch next Friday, you'll hear, you know, fined in that game, or, you know, the following.
Pretty hard to miss on the tape.
Yeah.
7th punt for Durant Brooks. Goodwin. Fielded at the 21 by R.W. McQuarters. And a nice run back as McQuarters takes it back up to the 35-yard line. 54-yard boot. Giants and the Redskins. It's happened before.
This salad is really good. You want a bite?
No, thank you. I'm a Mediterranean.
A what?
Mediterranean. I only eat meat, beef, bacon. You know, Mediterranean.
Oh.
It's a personal choice. You have to commit to it, you know?
The Wendy's Baconator. 6 strips of hickory smoked bacon on 2 quarter-pound patties of fresh, never frozen beef. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Have a way better shake way later. Enjoy a hand-spun Frosty shake late at night.
Yeah, back home. Put the gun down.
Good cop.
Give up the wallet, man.
Scared the hell out of me.
Imagine that.
Bad neighbor.
The outside lights are shining right into our upstairs.
See how that could be annoying.
On September 19th.
The hell are you doing? You didn't ask my permission to plant these trees. Come on over. Let's do something.
Who can you call?
Get off my property.
Don't call the cops. Tell you who's on duty.
When you can't call the police.
He's trying to kill us. Come on!
Lakeview Terrace. Rated PG-13.
The sun was out, the weather was great, and I got to hang out with Santana Moss.
Good job. Good job. Gotta shuffle. Gotta shuffle. Let's push it. Let's push it. Let's push it.
Get those feet. Can I buy those off you?
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
Let's go, Allie. Let's go.
Santana says it's important for kids to get outside and play, so we can grow up healthy and strong.
I'm Santana Moss. Helping kids stay active and healthy is how I live United. Want to help? Go to liveunited.org.
This kickoff special is being brought to you by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's by DirecTV. Now get over 130 of your favorite channels in HD. And by Toyota, moving forward. Here are the Giants now at their 35-yard line. This drive commences with a Brandon Jacobs foray over right tackle for a gain of 1 up to the 36-yard line, setting up a 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, the Redskins have made pretty good adjustments, I think, to the Giant run. I mean, they've kind of calmed it down a little.
Trying to calm down the hit pointer for Smoot. He comes out of the locker room and back onto the field, but not onto the field of play yet, still on the sideline. 2nd down and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Eli Manning identifying the mic.
The linebacker is hands in the pocket, throws. Burris makes the catch. And Plaxico Burris now into double figures tonight, making his 10th catch of the game, good for 133 yards.
Doesn't it look sometimes like Plaxico Burris is just out there running around against someone in the park? I mean, the guy's up there playing tight coverage on him, and he still runs a hook on him. I mean, he's so big and so strong that he can do that. You know, you say that you can't run a hook pattern against press coverage. He just did it. And because he's bigger, stronger, and he just knows how to play the game.
Ties his career high with 10 catches. 8:45 to go in the 4th. Jacobs again. Jacobs to the 45-yard line.
And we look at Brandon Jacobs tonight, and we just look at that power, and his power really comes at the end when he finishes off runs great. Then when you think he's going to run over you, he gives you a little move like that and runs right by you. So you think, you think it's going to be power. You think he's always going to bully you. You're going to, brace for that hit. The minute you brace for that hit, he'll give you a little move and go around you.
Well, he's juked and burrowed his way and bulldozed his way to 100 yards tonight on 16 carries. So into triple figures, and he adds a couple more here as he seeks the 1st down and appears to have it at the 42-yard line, and does.
Yeah, I was saying that Eli Manning looks so much more comfortable this year, and the two things that'll make you comfortable as a quarterback is a good running game, a good runner, and a good offensive line.
Good coaching.
What a difference a year makes, though, huh?
Amazing how much smarter Tom Coughlin became last year, right? 42-yard line, 1st down, halfway through the 4th quarter. Manning guns it over the middle, and that one's deflected. That time Burris had double coverage. LaRon Landry and Rogers both there. Incomplete.
Well, LaRon Landry left the deep guy, and I think that's what had been happening is he'd been, deep. He'd been that deep middle safety, and he'd been going off, and then they've been running him off. But right now you're going to see he's not going to go with the deep guy. He's just looking all the way at Plaxico Burris. He's just going to take that away. He's not worried about someone going deep from the other side. He looked and turned to Plaxico Burris.
2nd and 10 from the 43. perspectives again. We looked at Coughlin and under the gun last year, John. We've watched him through the years, all the years at Jacksonville, and he started that franchise from scratch, and then over here. And, people who don't know him, they see him, and of course he's intense. But the one thing about Coughlin's teams for all of the years, always disciplined, always ready to play. His clock management is terrific. You don't put anything over on Tom Coughlin.
No, and pro football is a very intense game. And it has to be coached intensely, and it has to be played intensely. And with a lot of passion, and that's what he brings to the game.
3rd and 7. And Manning's going to go down, so a big sack here. The ball loose, but after the whistle, and that is Chris Wilson, who would be number 3 on the depth chart at defensive end behind Erasmus James and Carter.
And he's one of those guys that's going to do a spin move. Watch here. Here's Chris Snee here, and he's going to get him going to the outside. Then he's going to spin and go to the outside again, and then he gets away from Snee, and he's straight up on Eli Manning. Started to go to the inside. Snee kind of went to the inside, then he stuck to the outside.
Big sack on 3rd down play with time starting to become an issue right now in a 9-point game. And that kick will take a very good bounce for the Giants, not bouncing into the end zone. Instead, it'll be down at the 9-yard line. Washington starting deep in its own territory. A little more than 6 to play. 16-7.
Kick. A 30-yard field goal attempt to try to win it. Ball down. Kick on the way. It is good. It's good. It's good. And that's it.
Live from your pocket, it's the NFL. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan. Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
Introducing Bud Light Lime. The superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
Tomorrow, don't miss the last great action movie of the summer. Nicolas Cage.
My name's Joe. This is what I do.
Bangkok Dangerous. Rated R. In theaters tomorrow.
Truckers say if you can haul 10,300 pounds, you darn well better be able to stop 10,300 pounds. This Tundra's 4 oversized disc brakes don't mess around. Its beefed up engine takes care of the rest. Looks like man's got a new best friend. Available on the full-size Tundra. The truck that's changing it all.
Wednesday, September 24th, we're changing an American icon from the inside out.
Transformation complete.
The premiere of Knight Rider, Wednesday, September 24th on NBC.
Tonight show tonight, Howie Mandel is on. So is Olympic gold medalist Sonia Richards. Tomorrow, Eva Mendez. And next week, Michael Phelps will be visiting Jay on the Tonight Show. Sonia Richards, by the way, who won the gold in the 4x400 relay and the bronze in the women's 400-meter run, is engaged to Aaron Ross, the Giants cornerback.
And she was at practice the other day. I was out there and I met her. Very impressive.
Here's Portis taken down at the 7.
Yep, there's a penalty. But she had her medals with her. She had a gold medal and a bronze medal. And that was the first time I've ever seen one. And she was impressive, and the medals were impressive.
She's on the Tonight Show tonight. I love the way she calls her fiance Ross.
Yeah. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense. Number 59, late hit, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that's a carryover. I think he meant 58, Al. That was a carryover from that last series. Remember Antonio Pierce? And he was going through it over there. And watch him now. He's 58 right here. Here he comes. Plays over. Portis is down. Still going for him.
And then here comes Wilkinson. He called 59. Wilkinson came in to the pile late as well. from the 22-yard line on first down. This is Justin Tuck, who tucks Portis away. Good night. Tuck them in.
This is the thing that Justin Tuck does so well is he'll take the inside. See, they're trying to block him there with Chris Cooley, and Justin Tuck just goes right inside him. And not only does he go inside, but when he goes inside, he goes in with real strength and power.
Second down, 13 now. Clock ticking down, 5:20 to go in the fourth. Campbell from the gun. Here comes Tuck. They pick him up. Pass is caught by Antoine Randall-El, and Randall-El gets out near midfield to the 44-yard line, where he's tackled by the rookie safety Kenny Phillips. That's a gain of 26.
Yeah, they finally took advantage of that blitz, and you're going to see the Giants coming to blitz, and then they had that zone dog in behind it, and it gets Randall-El right up the middle. And that's what the Redskins need now. I mean, they need plays in big chunks. And maybe pretty soon they may start thinking of going no huddle here too.
Seller stayed in to make a nice block that time as Randall-El makes the catch, but then falls down, and they'll spot it at the 46-yard line with 4.5 to go. It'll be a gain of 2, second down and 8.
I mean, now I think they get to the point where, you know, they have to speed up things, you know, get the ball up the field more. We're getting very close to a point where running the ball is not going to make a lot of sense anymore.
Second and 9. Off the fake to the outside. And this is the first catch of the game for Chris Cooley, the Pro Bowl tight end. His first catch of the season, and that takes the ball to the 48-yard line, but still short of the first down. 3rd and 2.
Again, and when you need 2 scores, you know, you always talk about the 2-minute offense you go and do when you need 1, or in a 4-minute offense. Now they have to speed it up. They're taking way too much time.
More alacrity is necessary. And remember, Zorn's coaching his first ever game as a head coach. Hasn't even called the plays before. He was the quarterback's coach in Seattle. Remember how wasteful they were at the end of the first half, even though they wound up getting a touchdown. And then through the middle, and busting his way for a first down is Portis, and that'll take it to the 39, and it will take the clock down toward the 3-minute mark. Redskins have all of their timeouts.
And this is probably one of the problems with, you know, the first game and a new system is you don't have your no huddle yet, but they should definitely be in no huddle.
They snap this one with under 3 minutes to go. It's Portis again. In a 2-possession game like this, you go either way, of course. You can get into field goal range and get the 3, and then, well, then you have the choice of either onside kicking it or having your 3 timeouts and hoping your defense does the job, or seek the touchdown. Meanwhile, there's an injury timeout, an injury stoppage here with 2:39 remaining in the 4th quarter. Robbins.
Can I get a little help here? Hello. Hey. We all upgraded to Verizon Wireless. Got push to talk and the reliability of the network. That old service is useless now. Careful. Cement.
Don't be the last one standing with another push to talk. Switch to the only one that comes with the network. Activate push to talk on 5 business lines to get these great deals. Verizon Wireless.
All around the world, men with erectile dysfunction have taken 36-hour Cialis. Today, men can also be ready with another dosing option, Cialis for daily use, a clinically proven low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if a Cialis option is right for you. So when the moment is right, you can be ready.
Meet Henry, average guy. Meet Edward, a highly trained operative. One man, two very different lives, and they don't even know it. Christian Slater, My Own Worst Enemy, October 13th on NBC.
Aerial coverage brought to you tonight by Gillette Body Wash. Robbins goes off the field. He got hurt. Jay Alford comes in. It is 2nd down and 7 now as play resumes with Campbell having time, throwing over the middle, checking down, hitting Fortis. Flag is thrown. For the moment, it's a first down at the 29-yard line, but a flag is down back in the offensive backfield, and it looks like it's an offensive holding call here coming up from Huckley.
Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
The left tackle, Chris Samuels. Go back to the roughing call right now where Pierce came in, and initially it looked like Pierce was going to get flagged, but watch Wilkinson come in after Pierce.
Yeah,
59, there's your call.
I thought it was against Pierce, and then after Pierce did what he did, here comes Jarris Wilkinson, and look what Tom Coughlin thought of that play.
How stupid can you be? Don't even need subtitles. 2nd and 17.
First thing the Redskins have to do here is get back in field goal range.
And that's dropped. Moss took his eyes off it. Coming right into him, right into his hands. 3rd and 17.
Now, that was one of those where, I don't think it was looking, like you were that you're going to get hit, but he's trying to make a play. I mean, he's trying to look for, get the ball, make the next move so that he could take it up the field, not run into that safety and make a bigger play. This is a big play for the Redskins here. They need a play that will get them in field goal range.
Moss's 2nd drop tonight. On 3rd and 17, they have to get to the 30 for a first down, and instead they throw it way underneath to Santana Moss. I mean, you've got to go downfield. You can't throw a swing out in the flat with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go and leave yourself with a 4th and forever out of field goal range. But they do, and then they have to take a timeout on top of it.
Hi, what can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about 2 sizzling, 100% pure beef patties with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the double cheeseburger? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
If you undo the buttons, loosen the screws, shake off the ropes, baby, ain't nothing gonna knock you down.
What if every ATM was free? No more $2, $3 fees. No more paying to access your own money. It'd be like every ATM in the world was your ATM. The Schwab Bank High Yield Investor Checking Account. 0 ATM fees, a great interest rate, no minimums. And it's FDIC insured. The Schwab Bank High Yield Investor Checking Account. The biggest thing in checking since checks. Open an account at 1-800-4-SCHWAB or schwab.com.
4th and 13 coming up. The Giants tonight, hot start. And who would have figured after that opening drive that would be their only touchdown of the night? It looked like they were on their way to scoring about 40. Since then, 8 drives, 3 field goals for 9 points, and that's it. Meanwhile, the Redskins only 6 points over their last 2 preseason games. Burris has had a big night, and now we come back to a 4th down and 13 from the 43-yard line. Campbell buying time, shoots it to the outside, and then staying in bounds but not able to pick up the first down is Liddell Betts. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning, or close enough. Well, actually, it's a change of possession, which is a minor break for the Redskins here because they'll stop the clock after the Giants' first play, but they're still down by 9.
You know, and that was one of the things that Jason Campbell knew, that he couldn't throw to the short guy, and he tried not to. I mean, he was trying to look upfield, trying to buy time, trying to go, and then at the end he had no one else to go to. You see, he's looking upfield, trying to get something up there. He didn't want to have to do this.
Now the Giants will try to run the clock out, even though it's going to stop 3 times. It'll stop after this play for the 2-minute warning, and then the Redskins will have 2 timeouts. And they give it to Jacobs. And that's our 2-minute warning, with the ball at the 35-yard line, coming with 1:57 to play on opening night of the 2008 season. The Giants up by 9.
This message approved by Toyota Corolla. For over 40 years, Corolla has been relied upon to deliver excellence, boldly shaping America's automotive landscape. Its popularity in the hearts and minds of millions have solidified its reputation for quality and high MPG. Year after year, look to Corolla for legendary long-term dependability. Trusty, faithful, 35 MPG rated. Toyota Corolla, the solid choice for 09. This message approved by Toyota Corolla.
I was an intelligence analyst in the U.S. Army.
Warrant officer with the 18th Airborne Corps.
82nd Airborne.
Green Beret.
91 Echo, dental assistant.
Chemical officer, and I served in Iraq.
The Army taught me how to be a team player.
To be decisive.
I learned how to be a leader.
To be strong mentally
and emotionally.
As it turns out, camouflage is a great way to get noticed. 150 careers in the strength America's top employers are looking for.
I am Army Strong.
I am Army Strong.
See what it's like at GoArmy.com.
On December 19th, 1983, Hector Negron killed a man. In his New York home, they found a priceless Italian artifact.
What's it doing buried in the bottom of your closet?
It was a clue to a mystery that began in World War II. From Spike Lee, the director of Inside Man.
I know. I'm the only one left who knows.
Miracle at St. Anna. Rated R. The mystery arrives in theaters September 26th.
Monday, Aaron Rodgers makes his debut against Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Then the Broncos take on the Raiders. ESPN Monday Night Football returns with a special doubleheader starting Monday at 7.
As soon as the game is over, we'll hand it off to Brian Williams in St. Paul for the John McCain address to the Republican National Convention. This is in 2008 right here on NBC. Immediately following the game, which right now has 1:57 on the clock, and the Giants have a 2nd down and 7 from the 35. The Redskins with 2 timeouts.